Assalamu alaikum girls. Welcome to second semester of BS IT. This is the course Programming Fundamentals and I am Anam Ramzan. As this is the first lecture of this course, therefore we will start with a brief introduction of programming. Wherever you look today, you'll easily find a way that connects any object with programming. That is because we are surrounded by technology. We have computers, smartphones, smartwatches, cars, and even refrigerators. Even if you think of something that is not IT related at all, for example, if you think of a chair, for sure it is not IT related, but yet you can think that it was manufactured with an automated production line. The IT sector is constantly growing. Therefore, programming skills are one of the most important skills today. Here I have added two quotations for your motivation. One is from Stephen Hawking and other from Steve Jobs. Both of them consider programming an essential skill. So, when we talk about a program, I'll just talk about the simple program, that what is a program. A program is nothing but a sequence of steps which are followed in a particular order to complete a task or solve a problem. If you look around, you'll realize that everything is programmed. Much of the human behavior and thought is characterized by logical sequences of actions applied to objects. Even if you think about some simple task, for example, turning the page of a book, this involves multiple steps. First, you lift your hand, move hand to the right side of the book, you'll grasp top right corner of the page, move hand from right to left until the page is positioned so that you can read what is on the other side. So, you see, you have followed multiple steps just in order to complete a simplest type of task. So, you can think how many neurons must fire and how many muscles must respond all in a certain order or sequence to move your arm and hand. Yet you do it unconsciously. We create order both consciously and unconsciously through a process called programming. So, when we talk about a computer program, it is a series of precise steps given to the computer in order to solve a particular task or problem. Now, why do we have to give these steps or instructions to the computer? We will know because a computer is not intelligent by itself. A computer is just a piece of hardware. It is just a machine. It do not know what to do. Whatever the task computer performs, a human has to tell it. Therefore, we know that computer is not an intelligent machine. In order to make it intelligent or in order to make it work, we need to give instructions to the computer. These instructions are known as programs, and for the purpose of writing these instructions, we have programmers. So, as we know, that computer itself is not intelligent, and whatever the computers are doing, they are doing so on the instructions of the programmers. So programmers basically analyze the problems and write different instructions or series of steps which are followed, and as a result computer performs some specific task. So how do we write a program? We just take out the problem which is to be solved, we consider it, we think over it, and decide some series of steps which can be followed to solve that particular problem. And this series of steps is when given to the computer performs those steps, and as a result we get our task done. This is how we will going to write a program. Now, when we talk about a typical programming task, a simple programming task can be divided into two different phases. First phase is the problem solving phase. In this phase, we will produce an ordered sequence of steps that describe the solution of the problem. Now, we are just analyzing the problem, that what actually the problem is, and then we are deciding that what steps should be taken in order to solve that particular problem. Therefore, this series of steps is known as algorithm. The next phase is known as implementation phase. Now, as we have already gone through the problem solving phase, we know the solution to the problem. Now, what we have to do is to make computer understand that solution. So, in order to make computer understand, we need to write those steps or instructions in a specific programming language. So, when we write that solution in a specific programming language, this is known as implementation phase. So, for the purpose of writing a program, we have two different phases. One is problem solving phase and the second one is implementation phase. In the problem solving phase, we go through simple steps which are actually the solution to our problem, and these steps are known as algorithm. Yes, you are right. And in the second phase, we are going to implement those steps. By implement, I mean I will use a specific programming language in order to write those instructions, so that computer can understand those instructions and perform accordingly. Now, what is a programming language? As I am already telling you that we are going to write those instructions in a programming language so that computer can understand. So basically, I have already told you that we are going to give instructions to the computer. Computer, it's by itself is not intelligent. It is going to do whatever you are going to tell it. So, for the purpose of giving instructions to the computer, you use your programming language as a tool. Now, as you all know, that computer's native language is binary language. By binary, I mean zeros and ones. Computer is an electronic device which only understands the language of current, whether the current is on or the current is off. This on and off series of current makes a message. That's all a computer can understand. But you know that it would be very difficult for humans to talk in such manner. To talk to computer like zeros and ones will be very confused with a huge amount of zeros and ones. Therefore, we divide the programming language in two different languages. One is low level language and second is high level languages. Low level languages are actually the languages which are close to computer hardware. For example, when I am saying binary language or zeros and ones, it is the native language of the computer. This language is also known as machine language. So, the low level language is the one which is close to the hardware, and high level language is the one which is close to the human beings. By being close to human beings, I mean that it will contain some human-like words, so it would be easier for humans to use that language. So, we have two basic types of programming language, each of them having multiple further languages, which will be discussed in the next lecture. I will share with you the course outline and the website link for all your material. If you have any questions, you can come to me anytime. You can email me, WhatsApp me, or even call me if you need to. We will discuss programming languages in the next lecture. Stay safe. Allah Hafiz.